thousands of thoughts that go through. But it ain't the thought that comes and goes that defines where we're ended up. It's the thought that comes and stays. It's the one we meditate on. It's the one that we get stuck on. It could be something from your past that you can't get over. It could be a resentment. It could be someone's hurt your feelings. But those things that we get stuck on with those thoughts ultimately drive our actions. And what is the next right thought, or what is the next right action? I found the best way to cope with my thoughts as they're speeding and racing, because a lot of times people think your thoughts drive your actions. But when you have deep bedded trauma and some things in your past that you have, sometimes your actions start defining your thoughts, because you're so used to reacting a certain way. How many of you ever been in a situation where you're like, how did I get here?
Yeah, I mean, Donnie, I totally agree. Like, fixing your thinking, that stuff was engraved in you. And for some reason, for me, it's so hard for me to do the right thing. And 5 years ago, a couple months out of treatment, I go to a program called Celebrate Recovery. And that program let me know it was more than just using drugs and alcohol. It was like my behaviors, being prideful, being, dealing with manipulation and stuff like that, and started building this relationship with God. And on Thanksgiving Day, I went shopping, last minute shopping, and I had to park a mile away because it was so busy. And, wheeled the cart over to my car, unloaded the groceries, and I said, man, I'm going to have to go all the way back to push the cart in, because this is what I do today. This is what I've been told. And so I did it. And then the cart ahead of me had a 12-pack of pop at the bottom. And my first reaction was, oh, man, I get a free 12-pack of pop. And I'm by myself, and I'm looking around, and I said, all right, Lord. I said, I'm not there yet. I'm not a believer yet, but let's give this a try. And I walked that 12-pack of pop all the way in the store. This might seem little to some people, but I walked it back into the store, knowing the clerk is probably not going to find whose 12-pack of pop this is. And I gave it to her. And I tell you what, it was going back to what I was just talking about, of believing in yourself. I never did anything positive for myself in my life. I've always done the wrong thing. And at that moment, I was proud of myself. I had something positive to rely on, and that was God working through me.
So you said something interesting that I want to point out. You said it seems like a small thing, right? The transformation from having your mind renewed. First, now that we understand that we can't be conformed to the old ways or the old person or the old things. Now we're taking on new information, and we're starting to think different. But how do we apply that to get the next right action, right? So applying that means that we got to start with the small things, the cigarette butts on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Putting the shopping cart back where it goes so don't blow all over the parking lot. I don't know about you, but my convictions started small too. I had to start somewhere. You know what I mean? I have a friend in the back who tells me he carries coats in the car because that's what the right thing to do is he sees a brother without a coat, he gives them to him, right? We have to start doing the right things, sowing the right things, because to understand that it's as a man doeth, so is he? No. It's as a man's mama told him that's how he is. As a man's sponsor told him that. No, it's as a man thinketh, so is he. So to understand our thinking leads to the actions, and we make the next right action, right? The next right action is do the right thing. So I want to hear a little bit from you guys. What I like to do at this point in the meeting is, if anything has hit you, or you have any kind of story or something that you want to share about how you've had a mind change, how your mind's changed in recovery, anything that's hitting you tonight about the scriptures, like, I want to give you an opportunity to talk about it.
Okay, anyway, like my mom, when she taught me a lot of amazing stuff. She was a minister and she died way before her time. She used to hold up good and evil all the time, and she would say, you know, in Genesis it says God created light that was good, God created this, and wicked is evil, and all that stuff. Well, my mom would always hold up good and evil, and she'd say, you take a nose, drop it, and add it. God and devil, right? That's how remarkable she was. I know it's simple, just basic English, right? But that's what she taught me.